pure in heart, for they shall see God. When you read it with the present meaning that were attached to the word, you wonder which is the more difficult. The condition imposed upon man to see God or seeing God. And that is not the meaning of the word pure. The Greek word katharos, translated pure, means clear, open, free, unlimited. It is used for a tract of land that has been cleared of trees, therefore free, unobstructed, and, well, unlimited. Blessed are they whose mental horizon has been so purged, so cleared of the trees of traditional wrong thinking, that they know that God is all and all is God. They are now free from the tyranny of second causes. You do not have to work upon yourself to become pure, to see God. In other words, a pure heart is the consequence, not the condition of seeing God. The moment you see God, your heart is purified of all secondary causes. And you can't turn to the left or the right or to anything in this world, for you've found the only source of the phenomena of life. Now, the word see, for this is taken from the Greek. The words see and to know are the same word in Greek. Here we are told that if I am pure in heart, and only if I am pure in heart, I will see God. And yet in the same Gospels, I am told that no one has ever seen God. The only Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has made him known. Then I am told, no one knows the Son except the Father. And no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. You can take the words see and know, and they're interchangeable. No one has ever seen God. No one knows God. But the Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has made him known. I can tell you the thrill and the shock in store for you when you are revealed as God. I could tell you from now to the ends of time, and I cannot persuade you to the point of real conviction. It takes the Son to convince you. And when the Son stands before you, everything is done. At that moment, you for the first time know God. And you see him only by knowing him, because to see and to know are the same in Greek. Now you really know who God is when he stands before you, and even before he calls you Father. You have no doubt in your mind as to who he is and what you're looking at. You know your Son. At that very moment, you know God, and not before. You might have heard it, you might have read it, but you are not persuaded to the point of real inner conviction until you know it in this manner. So no one knows who the Son is except the Father. And no one knows who the Father is except the Son. And anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal him. And if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed. And only the Son can set you free. I know. I've experienced it. And oh, what a thrill and what a shock when you go to bed perfectly normally as a simple man and have an experience of this nature, and suddenly you are startled. You, your simple little being that you are God? Well, you can't deny it. His son stood before you, and he had no other father. You are his father. And when you have it, then you and I must be one. And when the whole vast world has it, we must be a unity. We must be that unity spoken of in Scripture as the Elohim. That compound unity, one made up of others. The whole vast world will know God. So that this seeing God, based upon the purity of heart, is not something that you set about to do. I can't conceive of any man in this world actually persuading himself by changing of this and changing of that he is pure of heart. But you're instantly free of all obstruction as to secondary causes the minute the Son reveals you as God the Father. So I say it is consequent. It is not the condition of seeing God. And so the minute he stands before you, instantly that whole vast, wonderful world of yours is cleared of all obstruction. Now you know what catharsis means. Well, we use the word as a purge in our world. We speak of a cathartic. That's the root of the word. To purge, to open, to set free, to completely leave open a channel so there's no obstruction whatsoever. Not one tree can stand in its way. And so when this track is completely cleared, and it's cleared the minute you see David, at that moment there is no other cause. And David reveals you as God the Father. Then all the trees, all the obstructions, everything in your world that came between you and self disappear, and you're the only cause of the phenomena of your life. And you go through life now, simply bring it into your world, the things that you would like to entertain in your world. So here, blessed are the pure in heart, that sixth beatitude, which seems so difficult to most people to interpret. And I haven't found one interpretation in Scripture. All the commentaries, I haven't found one that will go back to the root and show us exactly what it is. I have what is considered the grandfather of all interpretations, which is the Interpreter's Bible. They do not touch it. They will admit it's the most difficult of the Beatitudes, this sixth one. But they can't touch it unless you go back to the root, unless you have the actual experience of what it means to actually purify and take all the trees out of man's mind, purify the mind. And it can't be done until he stands before you. And you know, without any doubt, who you really are. When you know who you are, there is no secondary cause, none whatsoever. No one comes unto me save my Father calls him. So I and my Father are one.